Hey, Viper's videos back in the barn after probably 3 months now since I've made a video, and it is the first week in July, and it is a hot, scorchy day at 95 degrees Fahrenheit and a 73-degree dew point, so it is hot and humid. And you might say, hey, Viper, we've had the coronavirus, COVID, the lockdown, the quarantine. We've all been, hanging around the house for a few months now. But unfortunately, I've been also struggling with a pinched nerve in my neck, which is messing with the radial arm nerve in my right hand, of course, so it makes a lot of things really difficult. I'm hoping to get some surgery on it here in the future, but in the meantime, I take some pain blocking meds, but nerve blocks. But in any case, I haven't been in a real good shooting mood, so today just a little too painful right now. But anyway, the last time I looked at my SA10, it was cold out and it worked surprisingly well. And so in this video, I'm going to show you a red dot that I mounted on here, and the pictures will show how I mounted it on. And then I'll just show some footage of me shooting it here after a bit. So to start out with, I'm going to show you that I actually took and mounted a red dot sight on top of the slide. If you look below in the description, you'll see I put a listing. I got this at Extreme Tactical, and I wanted to use it on a real firearm, but the actual glass window that you would look through, I just didn't feel that the glass was clear enough. It's just kind of blurry. So I don't feel this is good enough quality to use on a real firearm. So why not just mount it on top of the SA10 and see how that goes? And you might say, well, how would you mount it on there? Well, this actually was sold as coming with a Glock mounting plate. What I did was I actually modified the bottom of the mount to fit the top of the slide with these decorative ledge, and then I drilled and tapped and I made it fit. And I'll show you some pictures actually of that process. Here's where it's going to become a picumentary, so please bear with me. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but I'm going to put in a bunch of pictures right here of how this was mounted, because there'll always be someone that says, how did you do that? So go ahead and watch the pictures right now, and I'll be back and we'll shoot this. Okay, we're back, and hopefully enjoyed the pictures of seeing how that mounts on there. In any case, I haven't fired it with it on yet, but I'm not concerned that that's going to be any problem, because if this is made to go on a real firearm, I don't imagine that the recoil of slide is going to be any big problem. What I did was, well, you were watching the pictures, I loaded up some of these Diablo Basic wad cutters that seem to work really good in here. And so I am going to load her up, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rest my wrist on here and just shoot the typical 30 feet down there, and we'll see how it goes. And did I give you the sight picture on this? I think. See if I can. There you go. Okay, so what works is that when it's in the down position, it's off, and then that turns it on. That's the whole flip up red dot thing. So you obviously hope it doesn't go off when it's in the case, but you can actually put this little rubber cap on there, and as long as if it does, then I would have to change the battery, of course. But so again, this whole thing, I'm not sure about the real firearm thing, but I think it's going to be kind of cool on this if it holds up like I hope it does. So we will find out just how accurate it is or is not. But if nothing else, I should still be able to group with it. So even if it's not hitting the bullseye, it should be close. All right, let's go see what we got going here. Okay, I got the sight flipped up. I'm going to rack the slide. All right, so let's see what we get. Oh, that shot high. Okay, well that shot high, but I'll tell you, I've noticed this thing is just firing like a champ. It is kicking up a storm. I'm actually getting blowback into my face, and I'm back. Geez, what am I back? If I'm holding this out, I mean, I'm back probably 2.5 to 3 feet, and this thing is giving me like CO2 blowback out of the slide when it comes back. So that was really interesting. So that a pretty good group for what this is doing. So I will reload this. Okay. And I think the next 8 I'm going to try offhand and just see how steady I really am, even with my bad pinched nerve. But I'm going to try it anyway. So my next 8 will be offhand. At least I got the excuse of whining about the pinched nerve, but we'll see how that goes. I am back at the table distance, and we will see how this goes. Oh, I'm shaky. I'm firing pretty fast, actually. Okay. Actually, I did not edit. The first 8, I edited out, so it looks like I'm shooting faster than I am. I actually was taking my time. But these last 8 offhand is back at 30 feet, and I actually fired that as fast as you heard it. I did not edit out any of that, so that I could hear the CO2 kicking down a little bit. But I guess it's not as tight as this group was, but so that's not too bad. Go back to the table. Right after I had mounted that sight, I thought, as long as I'm trying to make it tactical, why not go all out and get some fake can suppressors. So as long as you're buying one for 20 bucks, you might as well buy the second for whatever, the 16 or whatever it was. But I got these at Redwolfairsoft, and one is I'll show you some pictures too right now. All right, now that you saw those cool pictures, one is called a skull frog, and oh, by the way, at the bottom of the description, you'll be able to see the part numbers and where I got them if you're interested. So these come with adapters for a 14 millimeter, and what it turns out to be is the threading on this Umarex SA10 is a 14 millimeter right hand or standard righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Like I say, they're just fake cans, so no big deal. They're just hollow tubing, and you thread on like this. So it's kind of a cool little deal. Nice fake can, but it looks real nice. It's aluminum. So this up because it's going to flip up. Oh yeah, that sight seems to be holding up pretty well, I guess. You saw how it was mounted on there, so I mean it's exactly the same way you'd mount it on a real firearm. So it's done a pretty good job. But look, this is, okay, so let's load a CO2 in it. And we'll see how this sounds. Oh, it gives a little bit of a pop sound, but it's still plenty loud. It actually sounds louder. So anyway, so that's that one. And I don't remember if Red Wolf Airsoft had other ones than this. This has been a while. This goes back to last year when I bought all this and did all this work. So I don't remember exactly what they had. Okay, so if I... For the purposes of this air gun, I'm just not going to go to the trouble of, cranking everything on like it's the real deal, because it's actually not. But I think what I'll do now is I'll actually load the last magazine up, load the last mag up, and then we'll shoot from back here so you can actually see the gun functioning as I shoot it. So, and forgive me for any, being kind of lame here, but I am really, my arm hurts and I am sweating to death from this humidity. It's really hot. But let's see, hopefully you got a good view of this. This mount here seems to be holding up just fine. Not sure how I would check it. I guess it doesn't feel loose. I can just check the tightness of those, but I'm sure it's fine. I guess I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm real happy with how it turned out. And I'm sharing with you my first time shooting it, and it is hot and humid, so I'm kind of glad to be ending this. So take care, and thanks for watching.